Something unusual happens when money finally begins to flow into your life. It does not arrive with noise. It does not announce itself with fireworks. Most of the time, it appears quietly, almost like a test. And that is the moment many people fail. Why? Because the moment people see financial progress, the first instinct is to talk, to celebrate loudly, to show everyone that life has changed. But wisdom often works in the opposite direction. When money begins to come, the smartest move is silence. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how quickly people react when they sense someone is doing well financially? Suddenly curiosity increases, questions multiply, expectations appear out of nowhere, and sometimes even people who once ignored you begin to show interest. But here is a deeper question: is every eye around you truly supportive, or are some simply observing? The truth is that money changes dynamics. It shifts how people behave, how they speak to you, and even how they think about you. Not because money is evil or magical, but because it reveals intentions that were already there. Some people celebrate your growth. Others measure it. Some people feel inspired by your progress. Others feel threatened by it. And that is exactly why quiet wisdom becomes powerful. Silence is not secrecy. Silence is protection. When your financial situation begins improving, the real challenge is not earning more. The real challenge is controlling the urge to announce it. Because the moment success becomes public, attention follows, and attention is unpredictable. History, psychology, and everyday experience all teach the same lesson. People often speak too early about their progress. They share plans before they are stable. They reveal income before it becomes secure. They expose opportunities before they are protected. Then something strange happens. Pressure builds. Expectations grow. Opinions appear from every direction. And suddenly the focus shifts away from growth toward managing reactions. But wise individuals understand something different. They understand that money requires strategy, not celebration. Imagine planting a seed in the ground. Would you dig it up every day just to show people that it exists? Of course not. Because growth requires quiet conditions. It requires patience, protection, and time. Financial progress works the same way. When income increases, when opportunities appear, when stability begins forming, that is not the moment to broadcast everything. That is the moment to become observant, to become disciplined, to move carefully. Ask yourself this honestly. How many people around you truly need to know the details of your finances? Not many. Because the more people know, the more influence they attempt to have. Some will offer advice you never asked for. Some will expect financial help. Some will judge your choices. And others may simply watch closely, waiting for mistakes. Silence removes that pressure. Quiet progress allows clarity. When you move quietly, you create space to think, to plan, and to make decisions without constant external noise. And here is the deeper truth most people learn too late. Money attracts attention, but wisdom controls exposure. The individuals who build lasting stability are rarely the loudest about their success. They are usually the calmest, the most observant, the most disciplined about what they reveal. Because they understand something powerful. When money comes, the real skill is not showing it. The real skill is protecting it. Many people believe the hardest part of financial success is making money. But those who have experienced real progress know something different. Earning money is only the beginning. The true challenge begins the moment it arrives. Because money changes how people see you. Think back to a time when you had very little, when resources were tight, when opportunities were limited. During those moments, Very few people paid attention to your financial life. No one asked how much you had. No one studied your decisions closely. You moved through life almost invisible. But once money begins to appear, something shifts. Suddenly people notice things they never cared about before. Your choices become topics of conversation. Your purchases attract attention. Even your silence can raise questions. Why is that? Because money carries social weight. It changes perception. Whether we like it or not, people attach meaning to financial progress. Some see it as proof of discipline. Others see it as luck. And a few see it as something they believe they deserve a part of. This is where quiet wisdom becomes essential. When people know too much about your financial situation, expectations quietly form around you. Someone may assume you should help them. Someone else may believe you should spend in certain ways. Another person may start comparing their life to yours. And comparison is a powerful force. It can create jealousy where there was once friendship. It can create pressure where there was once peace. Not because anyone openly says it, but because human emotions are complex. Ask yourself this question. If 10 people suddenly discovered that your income doubled tomorrow, how would they react? Some would be happy for you, but others might begin asking questions. How did it happen? How much are you making now? What are you planning to buy? At first, those questions may seem harmless, but slowly they can begin shaping your decisions. Instead of focusing on long-term stability, you may feel pressure to show visible success. This is where many people make a costly mistake. They begin performing success instead of building it. They upgrade everything immediately. They announce their progress. They try to prove that life has changed. And in doing so, they expose themselves to financial and social pressure that never needed to exist. Quiet people avoid this trap. They understand that wealth grows best in calm environments. Just like a tree grows silently, financial stability develops through steady, patient decisions. It does not need constant validation. Silence allows you to observe the world around you more clearly. You begin noticing who respects your boundaries. You begin seeing who values you beyond money. And you learn which conversations are genuine and which ones revolve around financial curiosity. This awareness is powerful, because once you recognize these patterns, you stop feeling the need to explain your progress. You stop justifying your choices. You simply continue moving forward with discipline. Another important reality appears during this stage. Opportunities multiply when your finances improve. Investments, partnerships, business ideas, and offers may start appearing. Some will be legitimate. Others will simply be distractions. If everyone around you knows about your money, they may try to influence how you use it. They may push you toward risks you never planned to take. But when your financial life remains private, your decisions remain clear. You can study opportunities carefully. You can walk away from bad deals without pressure. You can protect your long-term goals, and slowly, something powerful begins to happen. Your money stops controlling your behavior. Your wisdom begins guiding it. Another truth begins to reveal itself once money enters your life quietly. It is not just about what you gain. It is about what becomes visible around you. Financial progress acts like a spotlight. It does not change people overnight, but it often exposes what was already present beneath the surface. The reactions you receive can be surprisingly different. Some individuals will genuinely celebrate your growth. Their support will feel natural and calm. They will not ask uncomfortable questions or create pressure. They simply respect your journey and continue treating you the same way they always have. But others may respond differently. Have you ever noticed how success sometimes creates distance? Conversations begin to feel slightly different. Certain people become unusually curious. Some may start making subtle comments about money, opportunities, or expectations. These reactions are rarely loud or obvious. Most of the time they appear quietly, through small changes in behavior. This is why staying quiet, when money comes, is not about hiding from people. It is about protecting your clarity while you observe the environment around you. Because awareness is powerful. When you move quietly, you begin to notice patterns that loud success would have hidden. You see who values your character rather than your resources. You see who respects your boundaries and who constantly tries to cross them. And perhaps most importantly, you learn who remains steady whether you have much or very little. Why does this matter so much? Because financial stability is not only about numbers, it is also about the relationships and environments that surround those numbers. If the wrong influences gain access to your financial life, they can slowly pull you into unnecessary risks, emotional pressure, or decisions that serve others more than they serve you. Many people experience this without realizing it. The moment their income grows, requests begin appearing. Advice comes from every direction. Everyone suddenly seems to have a business idea, an investment suggestion, or a plan that requires your money. At first, these conversations can feel exciting. They create the illusion that new doors are opening everywhere. But wise individuals pause before stepping through those doors. They ask difficult questions. They examine motives. They take time to understand whether an opportunity is built on solid thinking or simply on someone else's excitement. Silence gives you the space to do that. When your financial progress is quiet, fewer distractions reach you. Fewer people attempt to guide your decisions. Your mind remains clear enough to analyze situations logically rather than emotionally. And this clarity protects you from one of the most dangerous traps of sudden financial progress: impulsive decisions. When people feel the need to prove that they are successful, they often rush into things. They spend quickly. They invest without proper research. They try to multiply their money overnight. But steady growth rarely works that way. True stability is built slowly, through careful planning, patience, and discipline. It requires the ability to ignore noise and focus on long-term thinking. Ask yourself something important. Would you rather impress people for a few months, or build a foundation that protects your future for many years? The answer to that question shapes everything. Because when money comes, the temptation to display it can be strong. The world often encourages visibility, celebration, and constant proof of success. But wisdom whispers a different message. Move quietly. Observe carefully. Decide slowly. And remember that the strongest financial foundations are usually built in silence. There comes a moment in every person's journey when they realize that money is not only a resource. It is also a responsibility. And how you handle it during its early arrival often determines whether it stays or slowly disappears. Many people dream about the day their finances improve. They imagine freedom, comfort, and the ability to make different choices in life. But what they rarely imagine are the silent tests that come with that improvement. Because once money arrives, the real question becomes this: will you control it, or will the attention around it begin controlling you? Think about how often people feel the need to show visible proof of success. A new purchase here, an announcement there. Small signals meant to show the world that things are going well. In the moment, it can feel satisfying. Recognition can feel rewarding. But the deeper thinkers understand something important. Attention is temporary. Stability is lasting. The excitement people feel about your financial progress may fade quickly. But the consequences of how you manage your money will remain with you for years. This is why quiet wisdom becomes one of the most powerful strategies anyone can practice. Silence protects focus. When you are not constantly explaining your financial decisions to others, you gain the freedom to think long-term. You can prioritize saving instead of impressing. You can study opportunities carefully instead of rushing into them. And perhaps most importantly, you can develop discipline. Discipline is what transforms money from a temporary gain into lasting security. It is the ability to resist the urge to overspend, the patience to grow resources gradually, the strength to say no to things that may look exciting today, but could create problems tomorrow. Ask yourself an honest question. If your income quietly increased over the next year, would your lifestyle immediately change? Or would your mindset change first? That difference matters. People who focus only on lifestyle upgrades often find themselves chasing the next level endlessly. The moment their income grows, their expenses grow with it. The cycle continues until financial pressure returns, even with higher earnings. But those who remain calm and thoughtful approach money differently. They strengthen their foundation before expanding their lifestyle. They build savings before chasing luxuries. They study how money moves, how it grows, and how easily it can disappear when handled carelessly. And during this entire process, they remain quiet. Not because they are hiding anything, but because they understand that progress does not require an audience. Some of the most stable individuals in the world move through life without announcing their financial position. Their confidence does not come from public recognition. It comes from knowing that their decisions are thoughtful and sustainable. Imagine the peace that comes with that mindset. No pressure to impress anyone. No constant comparisons. No need to prove anything to the outside world. Just steady progress, guided by awareness and patience. And this brings us back to the central idea. When money comes, the wisest response is not excitement alone. It is balance, gratitude mixed with caution, opportunity combined with discipline. Because financial success is not defined by how loudly it appears. It is defined by how long it lasts. So move wisely, protect your focus, and remember that sometimes the strongest move you can make when money enters your life is simply staying quiet and continuing to grow. As time passes, another realization begins to take shape. Money does not only change what you can buy, it changes the decisions you face every day. And those decisions quietly shape the direction of your future. When financial improvement first appears, many people think the goal is comfort. They imagine better things, easier choices, fewer worries. Then over time, thoughtful individuals discover that the real value of money is not comfort alone. It is freedom of judgment. Freedom to pause before making decisions. Freedom to say no when something does not align with your principles. Freedom to choose patience instead of rushing. But this freedom only exists when money is handled with awareness. Without awareness, money can disappear as quickly as it arrived. Have you ever noticed how quickly people adapt to a new level of income? What once felt like abundance soon starts feeling normal. Expenses grow quietly. Habits expand. And without careful thinking, the same financial stress from the past slowly returns under a different shape. This is why staying wise when money comes is not only about silence around others. It is also about honesty with yourself. You begin asking deeper questions. Do I really need this purchase? Or is it simply a reaction to having more money? Is this opportunity truly solid, or does it only look exciting in the moment? Am I making this decision because it benefits my future, or because I want to show progress to others? These questions create clarity, and clarity protects stability. People who maintain financial strength over long periods often share one quiet habit. They think before they move. They observe before they invest. They pause before they commit. This habit may look simple, but it prevents many of the mistakes that destroy progress. Because money does not disappear only through bad luck. More often, it disappears through small, repeated decisions that were never carefully examined. An unnecessary purchase here, a rushed investment there, a promise made under pressure. Over time, these choices accumulate, but when your approach is quiet and thoughtful, those traps become easier to avoid. You begin noticing the difference between real opportunities and temporary excitement. You learn to separate advice that is helpful from advice that is simply loud. And gradually, something powerful happens inside your mindset. Money stops being an emotional subject. It becomes a practical one. You no longer feel the urge to prove anything with it. You do not feel pressure to match anyone else's lifestyle. Instead, your focus turns towards sustainability, balance, and long-term thinking. This mindset is rare, but it is incredibly powerful. Because when people stop chasing appearances, they start building stability. They begin understanding that financial strength grows through patience, discipline, and thoughtful choices repeated over time. And perhaps the most interesting part of this journey is how calm it becomes. The noise fades, the pressure fades, the need for constant validation fades. What remains is simple, clear thinking, steady progress, and quiet confidence. So if money begins entering your life, remember that the most valuable response is not excitement alone. It is awareness. Stay observant. Stay disciplined. Stay wise. Because in the end, true financial strength is not measured by how loudly success appears. It is measured by how steadily it grows and how carefully it is protected.